wrapping up this first topic with food and mood, can you give us some of the best foods or foods that will help best balance out people's moods?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess really the way to start this is to say that there's not really such a thing as saying eat this food for a good mood. Rather the first step is to make sure we're not missing anything important. I think that's really critical. And again, in our coaching programs, that's the first thing we tackle. People wonder why we coach in the very specific way that we do. And the very first thing right out of the gate is to make sure people aren't missing anything important. Mm-hmm. And from what we talked about earlier, we know that one of the best things you can start off with is an omega-3 rich, or let's say a proper omega-3 intake. And in our program, it's with a fish oil supplement and a multivitamin. Again, you give them the prison inmates, they behave better. You give them the school kids, not only do they behave better, but their cognitive and standardized test scores go up. And the reason is not because supplements make you super versus normal. It's that most people aren't even at normal yet. So once you get up to normal, you can actually start talking about, okay, cool. Now let's talk about what foods I can micromanage and tweak to get the best out of my performance. So step one right out of the gate, make sure you're not missing important stuff. And that kicks us off in the right direction. We avoid vitamin deficiencies. We avoid omega-3 deficiencies that can impact every area of our health. And then after that, the next step is what we talked about in the very beginning. Make sure blood sugar is balanced throughout the day. And one thing that I encourage people to do is become very aware that food can actually impact how you feel, not just right after you eat it, but for a couple of hours. Mm-hmm. And, for all of you watching this should lead to a certain way of thinking about your intake. Right. Moving forward, you should think, okay, cool. If food can actually impact my blood sugar, my irritability, my feelings of comfort and satisfaction, let me think about when I feel different ways, what I ate a few hours ago. And if you start to think about that, you'll start to see patterns. You'll start to see things that suggest, well, okay, I did eat this 2 hours ago. I think my blood sugar probably crashed because it's a little bit too carby or whatever the case may be. So that's the other thing, balance out blood sugar. And you can help your clients with this. In some phases of our coaching, we'll have people actually write a little food and mood journal where it's not real complicated. It takes them just a few seconds every couple of hours. But they start to actually see real patterns. They start to say, oh, wait, blood sugar's low. It's probably because of this. And, oh, by the way, I'm not going to act the way that I might be inclined to act now because I know it's just blood sugar and I can fix it. It's not because my life is broken or I'm really pissed off at my coworkers. It's just because I ate something crappy a few hours ago. Well, I can deal with that. That's just transient. It only lasts a short while and I can fix it pretty quickly. My favorite way of dealing with this is just to make sure that you eat every 2 to 4 hours. And the timing is based on your own personal physiology. But the meals should be, higher in protein, moderate in carbohydrates, usually more complex carbohydrates. Another trick is to eat a lot of legumes, beans, legumes, things like that. And anything from like kidney beans to chickpeas to lentils to even refried beans. I incorporate them in most of my meals. I usually just put them in my salads or with whatever veggies I'm eating, and they are very blood sugar balancing. And so you end up with this like moderate to high protein, low to moderate complex carbohydrates, and then we bump up the healthy fats. And if you eat a meal like that every 2 to 4 hours during the day, the food types can be widely varied. You can eat this way eating Mexican food, you can eat this way eating Thai food, you can eat this way eating Indian food or Italian food or whatever. You'll really balance out blood sugar, and that's really, really critical in sort of keeping you feeling calm and energetic throughout the day. And that's one of the best ways. So fix the deficiencies and balance the blood sugar. That's how you get an even-keeled mood and actually a great body too.